Hi everyone, my name's Emma, here to talk to you about all things skincare, and as you can tell from the title, the thing that I have chosen today is 7 lessons I learned from having acne, so 7 tips I can give to you. So I'm 16 now and I got acne when I was probably 10 bordering on 11. This is early for acne, but anyway, with my 6 years of experience, pretty sure I can give you a few little bits of advice. Thought I may as well give a little close-up of what my skin looked like. I do have makeup on at the minute, by the way. My skin is not this clear. Yeah. Also, just want to throw it out there. Cakey makeup, oily makeup, that is normal. Nobody's skin looks perfect all of the time. Don't worry, I'm not going to be talking to you about things like drink more water and change your diet, and this one product will definitely work, because I watched so many of those videos and really it gets demoralizing because you end up blaming yourself and thinking, oh my god, I've caused this and I can't fix it, and I've tried these things and nothing's working. It was not as simple as that. I had acne for 5 years. I spent a lot of those years at doctors. Then I went to a dermatologist, tried 3 different antibiotics. They did nothing. Then I tried Accutane. It did help my skin. I know it's not helped everybody. I know there's a massive list of side effects. I dealt with some of those side effects. But I'm not going to be talking about things like that. I'm going to be talking you through my 7 tips. If you want to hear a little bit more, do keep on watching. So I'm really going to be giving you bits of advice that won't necessarily treat your acne, but it will definitely help you have a smoother ride and a smoother journey. Okay, so tip number 1 is doctors and dermatologists. So I live in the UK, so it's a little bit different here because we have the NHS. So dermatology is free and you can go privately, but I chose to go down the route of the NHS healthcare system. So I went to a doctor's for probably maybe 2 to 3 years, and I was just given topical cream after topical cream, and none of them did anything. So this is not me saying that all things don't work, but in my personal experience, I spent way too long there. I definitely recommend going to a doctor's before you go to a dermatologist. 1, because you might not be put on a dermatologist waiting list without going to a doctor, and 2, because you never know what could help you. But if you find yourself spending way too long at the doctor's, definitely ask your doctor if you can be put on a dermatologist waiting list, or try and go through ways of doing that yourself. The dermatology waiting list is extremely long in the UK. I was on mine for probably about 6 months. Thought I saw a fly. I didn't. So if you are maybe seeing a doctor at the moment, maybe get yourself on a waiting list just in case. Tip number 2, if you have recently got acne or you have had acne for 5 years, you've probably bought a lot of skincare. So if you're planning on buying new skincare, please read the ingredient lists. I only actually started this recently, but most of us don't know what causes our acne, and that's okay. It's probably best to stick with ingredients that are suitable for your skin type. But all in all, I would say before splurging on loads of skincare, do your research. Try and find out what different ingredients mean. There are 2 websites I love for this, and I found these on Hiram's YouTube. So I found Paula's Ingredient Dictionary, Paula's Choice Ingredient Dictionary, and I also found Insect Decoder. These, you basically enter the ingredients that are on a skincare product and it will pretty much tell you what they do. It'll also tell you whether they're irritating or comedogenic or anything like that. I found that super helpful, but just do your research before you buy something, even just a quick skim. If you see anything that you think seems a little bit suspicious, check out that ingredient, check what it means. Number 3 is accepting yourself and knowing that it's okay. So I'm not saying accepting yourself is super easy. Like, if that was true, we'd be living in a crazy land full of people that love themselves. Nobody knows how long you're going to have acne for. Some people can treat their acne really quickly, some people it's a really long journey, and that is not your fault. But try coming to terms with it, because if you have acne, you may as well work on accepting yourself rather than like bullying yourself about it. We are most of the time our own worst enemy. So work on that, work on accepting yourself, talk to people. Go to the #acne community on Instagram and talk to someone there, because since I joined that community, I feel so much better about getting acne. But accepting yourself will become so much easier when you see that it is normal and so many other people are going through what you are going through. Tip number 4 is maybe one of my most important tips, and that is lower your expectations. I see so many people who try out products and expect results the next day. That will very rarely happen, and that is completely okay, but please don't expect changes overnight, because that never happens. Do you ever like grow like this much overnight? No, it just doesn't happen. Things don't work that quick in our bodies. So do not expect really quick changes. Acne is a long journey for most people, but you'll get through it and it'll be okay. If you are expecting overnight changes, then you are setting yourself up for disappointment. Please don't do this. Tip number 5. These are my two that looks like 4. These are my 2 favorite ingredients for helping to treat acne. Okay, so these ingredients are salicylic acid and niacinamide. You have probably heard of both of these ingredients, but I'm just going to go through what they do. Okay, so salicylic acid is also known as beta hydroxy acid. It's an exfoliant that will penetrate into the pore lining and exfoliate in your pores. It mainly targets blackheads, whiteheads and acne, and it also has soothing properties, which if you have acne you probably know that that is something you really want, because many ingredients can irritate your skin and cause inflammation, and you're just going to want something that's overall soothing. One product that off the top of my head I know contains salicylic acid is the Sunday Riley UFO oil. This contains, I think, 1.5% salicylic acid. I could be wrong, it might be 0.5%. But that has helped me so much with blackheads on my nose, so definitely recommend that product. However, I do think it is overly pricey, and there is one that I think is really similar from Disciple London, and that is called the Watt Spot. Okay, now moving on to niacinamide. Okay, so in most cases of acne, you're going to have inflammation and irritation. Niacinamide helps to treat acne whilst also preventing inflammation and irritation. Also, many people do get scarring from acne, and if you're using niacinamide, you're less likely to get scarring, or it's more likely to treat your scarring because it brightens darker marks. I'm sorry, the camera angle is changing a lot. This is because I'm sat on the floor and I was like on my knees, but now I'm on my bum, so I've gone lower, so I had to change the camera angle. By the way, these are my notes for the video and we're almost through all of them, so we're doing really well. If you are still watching, thank you. Okay, so why I disagree with DIY masks. I personally just think it's an added risk, and there's no need to be adding more risks. So skincare labs are full of qualified people. You've got dermatologists, doctors, estheticians, chemists, who are all working together to make these skincare products because they know what they're talking about. So our skincare products have preservatives in them. They make them keep and last for a long time. But if you're making your own mask and then you make too much, that's not going to keep for very long. You're not going to be able to use that for very long, and then you've just got a weird mixture of ingredients that you're not going to really want to put in your food. So again, it's kind of a bit of a waste in that area. I think if you have acne or sensitive skin, then it is probably a little bit risky. And to be honest, you're gonna get better results with skincare that is certified and that has a big team of people who know what they're talking about working on it. Okay, and my last tip is tip number 7. Don't compare your journey to someone else. Everyone has completely differing skin, so different isn't acne treatment. Completely different skin, there we go. And if you're gonna follow one person's routine exactly to the T, then that is probably not a great idea. It's probably best to get your research done, to find advice from loads of different people, to find advice from maybe 3 people that have your skin type, to check out like Paula's Choice Ingredient Dictionary and to check out Anti-Acne. Do not focus on just one person's journey, especially because it could also dishearten you, because if their acne clears way faster than you and you try exactly what they've done and it's not worked for you, then you're gonna start blaming yourself and you're gonna start thinking, why isn't it working? Try and find loads of different people's journeys and try and get your research from a few different people, a few different websites. Check out the acne community. There's loads of amazing people there that will really help you out. If you are watching this right now and you're struggling with acne, know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Nobody knows how long that tunnel's gonna be. I hope those 7 little lessons that I learned helped you out. If you have any more questions, do leave them in the comments. That is everything. Thanks for watching. Bye.